up, Project Pandemic? It is QP here, and I am going to bring you guys some 4v4 CTF on Summit. It is going to be from the competitive playlist, and I'm going to have a couple of my Beast and Legends in here with me. I'll be running this game with Holiday Doc, and this was my first time ever getting the opportunity to play with Dr. Disrespect, and I've got to say he is a fucking cool dude. He gets the thumbs up in my book. There's been a lot of debate and a lot of discussion over the addition of the competitive playlist, and I have got my own opinion with it. I'm really, really glad that they can do this and that they have the ability to do this. I really love to see new things added, especially since regular standard pubs to me anymore have gotten very frustrating and very boring. So all I've been doing for about the last 2 months is playing, 4v4 MLG variant, GB matches, team scrim, pickup scrims. I mean, that's pretty much all I've been playing lately. And this is very nice because this can help me, go into a situation and maybe practice some things on my own if I need to, if I don't have my team. But I'm just all around glad that they did something like this. I think that it's going to bring some new opportunities within the core playlist for people. I know that they've said that they're going to be very, very open-minded in reference to changing certain things, doing things a little bit differently, trying to just perfect their... I don't know, try and appease the masses with some of the playlists, because some of the like the Sabo, stuff like that, you don't see a lot of people playing it. You can kind of, I don't know, probably count on your two hands how many people play Sabo. Not saying that it's a bad game type, but unfortunately it's just not a very popular one. I can see, maybe some different things coming in for the people who like Team Deathmatch. I can see some different things for the people who like to play Domination, Headquarters, whatnot. That way you can kind of get a little bit more, for the more competitive or more serious gamer, not the I don't want to say this because it's going to sound derogatory, but the weekend warrior. It's going to give everybody kind of their own group to where they can probably play with people, a little bit more defined in their skill set, if that makes sense. And I always think that's a good thing. It's kind of a matchmaking update. If you want to go in and play some competitive game, you can. If you want to go in and play, against the newer players, you've got that opportunity as well. I think like I said, I think it's a really good thing. I am a little concerned with something, and I've brought this up ever since this game released. And this is part of the reason why I've gone to more of a GB or more of a private match setup. The matchmaking. The ability for somebody to go into a game 4v4 or 6v6 and back out of a game mid-game and then not be able to fill the lobby is kind of a concern to me. I couldn't tell you. I've been playing this since a week before release. I was fortunate enough to get the game early. And I know that they try to do some things with the game to where people, weren't joining in sessions to games where they were, 2/3 of the way over and people were getting raped by air support. It doesn't seem like that is as big of a problem as it was with Modern Warfare 2. However, the flip side to that coin is you can't keep a 6v6 lobby 6v6 for an entire game. What makes you think that a 4v4 playlist is going to stay filled? With stats, with people concerned about their KD, with people concerned about their win-loss, score per minute, those kind of things. People are just going to go in and, back out. And I know it's been an issue already with this. I've seen a lot of people, and I've heard a lot of people talk about how, they get into a group of guys, and it's just kind of one of those things to where there's nothing that they can do because they end up with a 4v1 or 4v2 for an entire match, and it doesn't seem like the lobbies are refilling. That's kind of my really only qualm with this, or my really only problem. is that if you can't keep the regular core playlist full, what makes you think that you will be able to keep this full? Um, there needs to be, and there always has been, they need to go with the Halo approach. I'm sorry, but they truly do. If somebody, backs out, their internet gets disconnected, they need to get a ban. It needs to be a very short ban, and they need to be able to, take a couple minutes to themselves, chill out, not rage so hard, and move on. What you see in a lot of instances is people will come into a game, they will be getting beat pretty handily, and they get frustrated because maybe their KD isn't what they want it to be, or maybe they are in a game that they can't win. And what's the easiest thing to do? The easiest thing is to always quit, but the best thing to do is to stay in, take your beating, move on to the next game. This game, this was my first actual experience with the competitive playlist, and I've got to say, the reason that these guys fortunately stayed in here was because they recognized who they were in the lobby with, and they played, they tried, they put forth an effort, they got beat, but you know what? It doesn't really matter. So, what are your guys' thoughts on the competitive playlist? Do you guys think it's going to be a good thing for the community? Do you think it's a bad thing? I really like the 4v4 settings. A lot of people are concerned that it could get boring with the size of the maps, but when you've got 8 guys in a room that all have the same objective, and basically what that objective is to do is to win the game. I mean, there's no kill streaks to camp for. There's no reward for sitting back and camping the objective. Everybody in these lobbies are going to play to win, and that's going to actually force a lot of action, and that's awesome. I don't really want to badmouth anybody, but I've just seen some people, I guess, who are unfamiliar with what comes with the MLG and the competitive stuff, and they don't really know any better. They automatically assume that it's 8 people just sitting in a room ADSing at a corner the whole time waiting for somebody to make a move. But it's not. You've got your methodical projections, your rotations. You'll get your kills if you play smart enough. But it's really kind of a numbers game. You want to have the numbers constantly. The more you have the numbers, the more likely and the better off you're going to be that you're going to end up getting the win. And having 4 guys on the other team and 4 guys on your team all going for the flags, all going and trying to play together and work as a unit. To me, I am all for that. So there's no way possible that this could ever be a hindrance on the community, in my eyes. But like I said, I wish that they would have. I wish that they would have addressed some things. Maybe with how the backouts, that kind of stuff. I wish they would have addressed that prior to doing something like this. But I will take what I can get because you guys, this stuff isn't easy to do. I'm not a coder or anything along those lines, but this kind of stuff is the kind of stuff that people spend a lot of time and effort on, and I praise Treyarch for that. Doing what they can to try and get something in there a little bit for everybody. Spend the additional time on a game that has somewhat been on a decline. I'm still loving the game. I'm still enjoying it. Every day I play it. I have fun with it. I try not to get too frustrated because, one, it's a video game, but 2, it's it's not supposed to be that way. I mean, yeah, kind of is what it is. But their numbers have been declining. They have. Anybody can check the online counter. I don't know how accurate it is, but ever since the last 60, 90 days with all the other games that have come out, with Homefront, with Portal 2, Crysis 2, with all that stuff coming out, this game is kind of tapering off. So anything that they can do to increase their shelf life, I'm all for it. Because the last thing that I want to do is I don't want to get on this game one day and there barely be enough people in here to fill a 6v6 lobby or a ground war lobby or whatever it is that everybody wants to play. It's good stuff. So keep an open mind. If you guys haven't tried it out, one thing that I would recommend is probably going in with a group of 4. If you don't go in with a group of 4, it's probably going to be a little difficult. I'm not saying you can't do it, but I'm just saying that typically you're probably going to run, unless there's just other people trying this out, you're probably going to run into people that are a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more competitive. But again, guys, all in good fun. So Project Pandemic, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. But those are some of my thoughts on the competitive playlist. I'm very pleased, but going to have some fun with it. So guys, please remember to like or dislike this video, comment, and if you guys want to, there will be a link to my channel in the description. If you want to come over and say what's up, say hi, how you doing, whatever, stop on by, give you a cookie. Alright guys, thanks for checking this out. I really appreciate it. Talk to you soon. See ya.